Welcome to our Wednesday live. I'm naming this right now Sip and Style, but we might change it. I was trying to go for something cute and clever, but I don't know if it's either one of those things. Anyway, we're going to talk about makeup, answer some questions, and just have a little girl time and chat. So grab something to drink. This is one of my favorite mugs, I guess it is. My daughter got this for me for Christmas a few years back, and I absolutely love it. So welcome to everyone. Make sure you introduce yourself in the comments and keep it civil, and go ahead and talk amongst yourselves if you want to get to know each other. The purpose of this is just to hang out and chat. So I am also going to show you some friend mail that I got. Friend Kim. I'm in a Facebook group with her, and it's a group totally dedicated to sharing makeup that we aren't using anymore. And so it's gently used, we pass it along, sometimes we trade, sometimes we just ask for shipping, sometimes it's completely free and gifted. Kim sent me this bundle and it was completely free and gifted, and I thank you so much, Kim. I have been keeping it separate in a little basket so that it doesn't just get swallowed up into my inventory and I forget what was in there that she sent me. And I've been meaning to do a video about it for a long time and just haven't gotten it done. So today is the day that I show you what she got. And when I got ready for work this morning, I did my makeup, but I did not do my eyes. I have no eyeshadow on. And so I'm going to put some eyeshadow on because there's a palette in here that she sent me. And so, yeah, I will do that. And while I'm doing it, also, I'm going to be answering some questions. Is anybody here yet? I don't think so. So I will just keep talking to myself until somebody shows up, and we'll put some eye makeup on. I have to teach a dance class tonight at 6, and so I figured I'd just do this while we were waiting. So one of the first things that was in this package that Kim sent me was a palette from Essence, Welcome to Miami. And this is such a pretty palette. It is so great for summertime. I left the plastic on here. I do think that it has been swatched, and I don't know if Kim did that or if it was like that when she got it. But this is one that I will be passing along to someone in the group because I already have this palette and I love it. If I didn't already have it, I would be keeping it. So I'm not going to swatch it or do anything with that one because I know that I'm going to pass this along to somebody else. But one that I have used quite a bit and that I think is just beautiful is this palette from Tarte. This is the Gilded palette. It's very reflective. Sorry about that. And I believe this might have been their holiday release this past year. And it's just a beautiful, mostly warm tone, but then there's this row of rosy tones up here. So it's kind of a warm, neutral. And this formula is, I think, really pretty. I have made some really pretty looks. You'll see this again when I do my palettes I used in February, and I'll have the look that I used there. But the shimmers are just super buttery and soft and pigmented, and the mattes are also really soft and buttery and pigmented. So I love that. Thank you, Kim, again for the beautiful palette. This isn't the one I'm going to be using today either, though. I've already tried this one out, and there's one in here that I haven't used that we're going to be trialing. So that one has to go down in the basket that's holding my palettes I used in February so that I don't forget which ones I used there. And I am going to grab out the makeup wipe. I think we've had somebody else join in. If you would like to say hello in the live chat, that would be awesome, so I know you're here. Also in the package that Kim sent me were these lashes from NJC, and I don't know who that is. Oh, Nakia Joy. Yeah, sure. And so these are really pretty lashes. It's the kind of lash that I like to use. They are called April. Get the box open. Hello, Erin. Good to see you. I'm going through some friend mail, and then I'm going to be doing my eyes. So these lashes are very full, but they're also a little bit wispy. So they look like they're kind of big. I'd probably have to trim them. And so, yeah, they're really pretty. If I'm looking for a more dramatic look, they would be great. So I will keep those over there. And then another item in the box was this Rouge Romance palette, Rouge Affair from Jacqueline Cosmetics. And this is a blush palette and these are so pretty. I think this just kind of screams spring and summer to me, but I have these two blushes on today. I put this one on first, and then I put a little bit of that one just right in here. And they've held up, I think, pretty well. Like I said, I've had this makeup on my face since 7 o'clock this morning. So 9 hours, 8, I don't know. I can't do the math that well. Anyway, but these are really pretty and very pigmented. This one scares me just a little bit because it's so bright, but I think in the summertime that will be beautiful. And this is really pretty. Let's see if we can shear these out just a little bit. Oh, it's a lot less scary like that. Yeah, I think it would shear out and be really pretty. So I'm happy to have that. I don't do a great job using face palettes because I forget about them. I reach into my blush drawer when I need a blush, or my highlighter drawer, or my bronzer drawer. And then I'm like, oh, I should have used that face palette. So taking a second just to add a comment over there. How are you doing today? And what are you drinking? I've got homemade vanilla latte, decaf. If I had caffeine at this time of night, I'd be up wait till next Wednesday. The other thing, one of the other things in here is this Physician Formula Butter Glow Pressed Powder. And this one is one that I've been wanting to try for a long time. I really like that it isn't the traditional super bulky packaging where they have the part that lifts up and then there's a mirror and the powder puff and all that kind of stuff under there. This one is just the powder itself. And it's really finely milled. It's very soft and a little bit glowy. And I have used this on my face, and it gives a really pretty, just soft glow, but not like sparkle. So what was your latte? What flavor did you have? This palette is one that I have wanted for absolutely ever. It's the Flower Beauty Desert Lights palette. They also have the desert something, the classic lights maybe? Jungle Lights. I think that's it. And I kind of want that one too, but this one has one shade in here. Now I don't remember which one it is. I'm going to have to look it up again and mark it, that I can't use because of carmine, but they are gorgeous. And I have used them. I think I've used a couple of them. I can't remember which one. Yes, vanilla is my favorite. That's what I've got here. I have decaf coffee, vanilla extract, stevia, and then almond milk that I warmed and frothed. So tastes pretty good and certainly a lot cheaper than going to the coffee shop. So let's look at these. You want me to swatch these? I will. Look at that shimmer. Holy moly. So I've got the pink one on this finger, the gold one, and then that other top one there, kind of a mauve color. Here we go. They are like liquid metal. Oh, so pretty. Let's do the bottom ones. I say let's, like you're here, but you are kind of here. I feel like you're here. I feel like we're sitting around the table just kind of chatting about makeup, but it'd be more fun if I could pass it around. Yeah, I am trying to get back on the low sugar wagon. I did really well a couple of years ago, lost about 30 pounds. I managed to keep it off, but it's been slowly creeping up, and I'm not going to give into it. I want to get it back where it was before it gets out of hand. So, oh, man, those are pretty. I am so excited to have this. So we might use one of these. We might use one of these. I know it wasn't one of the ones on the top row that I can't use. I think it's this one. So if my eyes were good enough, I might be able to see it on the back. No, they don't have the ingredients on the back, so I won't be able to figure out which one I'm not supposed to use. But then the one that I am going to use that I think is absolutely gorgeous is this palette from Kaleidos. I have nothing from Kaleidos, so I'm really excited. Good for you, losing 22 pounds. That is awesome. And yeah, mine is creeped up. I've gained back about 7, so I want to get those back off. I did start, I don't know if you guys knew, I did start a group over on Facebook through my Facebook group, and I can't remember now what I called it, but I'll put it down in the description box after I'm done with the live, where we can help each other on our weight loss, healthy eating, movement, exercise kind of journeys. And nothing's really happened over there. I think only a couple people joined, and I feel bad that I haven't kept up with it. But I need to get back to tracking on my FitnessPal and getting some movement in my daily life so that I can get back on track. So if you're interested in that, I will put that in, like I said, the description box when this is done. So the way this opens, it's really cute. So there's this little box, and these flaps all open, and then the palette is inside. And then this is magnetically closed. Isn't that fun? Very satisfying. And it opens. Unfortunately, the names are on the Shade Saver, so I have to keep it. But this is what it looks like. And it's essentially neutral, but then you have this one that you can put some color in with, and then this beautiful turquoise, and then a dark kind of, this is one of those that has like the little micro shimmers in it, and they kind of usually brush away when you blend. So I'm gonna put this on my eyes. It is hard to do, and it does take a lot longer. And then what's just not fair at all is that it takes so long to lose it, but you can gain 5 pounds in a weekend, it seems like. It'll take you a month to lose that again or more, but one bad weekend can do you in for a good 5 pounds. This doesn't have a super light shade that I like to use for blending. Actually, I think first I'm going to prime my eyelids because I haven't done that yet. I'm working on this Maypore eyeshadow primer from Amazon. It's in my Out the Door in 24 project. I can't even imagine that I'm going to be able to tell that I've used any of it by the end of the year because you use so little of it, but we'll give it a good try. So usually what I do is I just kind of put it on and then grab a concealer brush or some sort of fluffy brush to remove the excess product. So one of the questions on my list of 50 random questions to talk about while I am live here is, the first one is, what's your favorite candle scent? You guys answer these too in the comments, okay? I am going to go have to turn on my overhead fan because it is super hot in here. Give me 1 second. Don't go away. I'm going to keep talking to you. So my favorite candle scent is a clean linen kind of scent and vanillas. I like a warm vanilla, especially like in the winter time. So I'm back. Did you miss me? Okay. My daughter has a candle company. Erin knows about this because Erin actually lives fairly close to me, and we go to the same church, and I see her all the time. But so my daughter has a candle business. She does candles, wax melts, scrunchies, that kind of stuff. And I will add that to the description box as well. But she has one that's called Flower Fields, and I really like that one. And then her Fresh is one of my favorites. I usually have one in my background. I have one right here, in fact. This is Tropical Juicy Fruit, which smells like summer. It smells just like juicy fruit gum. But she needs to refill it for me because I was burning it, and she came in and yelled at me. She's like, Mom, you cannot burn that candle anymore. It's too low. So I had to blow it out, and she's going to refill it for me. But I have to decide what scent I want her to put in it. Her brownie candle smells just like a batch of fresh baked brownies, and they are amazing. Fall Spice and Everything Nice is a really popular one. And so I have to figure out what I want her to fill for me. Okay, let's go into this palette, and I'm going to take this guy right here and just start. No, I'm not going to do that yet. Wet n Wild Brulee. Yeah, and we've had people who are like, oh, I can't buy the brownie candle. It's just going to make me want to eat brownies all the time. And while that may be true, you know, people burn like pumpkin pie and apple pie candles or vanilla candles all the time. And so anyway, my thinking is if you want it to smell like brownies, just have it smell like brownies. Oh, I was trying to think which one. There was another one that came to mind that I really, really like. And the train left the station and I wasn't on it. Sorry, guys. Okay, so Wet n Wild Brulee. I just take a fluffy brush and I'm going to set that eye primer, crease to brow bone. Can you guys still hear me? I hope so. Sometimes it's hard to know. I agree, Erin. I think those warm food smells do make it smell really homey. She actually had somebody one time buy the brownie candle with the intent of fooling her boyfriend so that when he came over, he would think that she made him brownies and she just had a candle burning. And then she actually ended up having to make him brownies anyway because she felt so bad. But anyway, so it kind of backfired on her. Take a fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go into that lighter color right there and start building up the crease. And I will look at another question before I do it. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? I don't know. These celebrity questions always stump me because I don't know a lot. I mean, I watch movies and stuff, so I guess I know celebrities, but I never think about celebrities. I don't follow celebrity news. It's just not something that I care much about. But I was thinking about this a little bit. No, I don't even know. Even if I think about it, I can't do it. So we're gonna just skip it. Oh. Well, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? Well, I am married. I have been married for 33 years, and I was 25 when I got married. I always thought I would be maybe a little younger when I got married, but 25 was the age, and it was a pretty good age. I think it worked out well. How old were you, Erin, when you got married? Did we lose Pajama Mama? I think she might have gone away. Okay, now I'm going to take a smaller brush, kind of a domed brush, and I want to go into that darker neutral here. Oh, there you are. We were just talking about how old we were when we got married, if you're married. The question was, how old do you think you'll be when you get married? So this was obviously a list of questions that was made for a younger person than I am. But I was 25. Erin says she was 22. Do you know a hoarder? Well, actually, yes, I do. I also know someone who helped a hoarder clean out her house, and they were actually on the hoarder show. So that was fun. And I went over and watched filming one day, which was super interesting. And I'm hoping that the person who got the help has continued to receive help and not get back into her hoarding ways. Sometimes I think if I look at my attic and my basement, I might be crossing over into that category until I saw a true hoarder home and realized that I'm fine. I'm going to pull this underneath my lash line too. It's a little weird putting on makeup when I already have mascara and eyeliner on, but like I said, I got ready 7 o'clock this morning and knew I was going to be doing my eyeshadow later, so I just didn't put any on this morning. All right, what do you guys think I should do? I'm going to ask you. Should I go in with this kind of berry color here and then this, or should I leave it fairly neutral and use the blue like on the lower lash line? I don't think I want to go all in turquoise today. So what do you think? This one and then this one, or just the turquoise and then maybe that on the lid? Okay, we got one vote for berry. Erin, what do you think? I'm gonna get a drink while you guys decide. Okay, 2 votes for berry. Cool. I don't know. Did you guys get notice of my live before it happened, or did you get notice when it started? Because I set it up actually like 2 hours ago, hoping that people would get notified that it was going to be happening. So maybe we get more viewers, but I'm not sure that anybody actually got notified. I have another Gmail account that I've subscribed to my channel so that I can kind of see what subscribers see. And that channel, that account never got notified either. Okay, so you got notified, clicked in, and it was already 6 minutes in. Yeah, that's I'm starting to get it figured out, I think. And next week, I'm going to set it up like maybe on Monday and then see if it notifies people. Huh, Erin, interesting. So you're set up so that you should get notifications, but you don't. YouTube is just weird sometimes. Actually, it's weird a lot of times, and it's kind of frustrating because you do what you think you're supposed to do, and then it doesn't work. All right, let's ask another question. Can you do a split? Well, no, not anymore. I mean, I used to be able to do a split, but nope, I can't anymore. Although I think if I stretched and worked at it for a little while, I might be able to get there again, but I don't know if I really care enough to do that. Oh, good. I'm glad the IG post was helpful. That was kind of an afterthought. I haven't really been doing as much over on Instagram because A, it's extra work. And I got curious one time to see if my views would change if I didn't announce it over on Instagram. And it didn't really seem to make a difference at all. This is a really pretty color. I'm going to bring this in on my lower lid too, because I think the shimmer shade is a lighter color, and I actually think this might show through underneath it. So I'm going to put it all over the lid and then deepen it up, building it a little just in this outer V. How many oceans have you swam in? That's a fun question. I have swum in the Atlantic, the Pacific, and while not technically an ocean, I've also swam in the Gulf. So those are the oceans I have swum in. How about you guys? Any other oceans that you have had your bodies dipped in? Oh, I forgot I'm coming all the way over. I so rarely take this color all the way across my lid. I completely forgot I told you I was doing that. How many countries have you been to? Just 2, the United States and Mexico. I've been to Mexico twice. I went with my mom and my brother when I graduated from high school and he was getting ready to go into the Navy. We went to Acapulco. And then I went with some friends when I graduated from college, I went with some friends to Cancun. So I've been twice. And I was talking about that trip to Cancun with my kids, that was when there were no cell phones, and my mom took me to the airport and put me on the plane and had absolutely no idea what happened or if everything was okay until she picked me up from the airport a week later. And the thought of that just kind of gives me the shivers. Can't even imagine now. But that's the way it worked then. I'm skipping a couple of these questions because they're just kind of not very interesting or very fun. What's the worst grade you got on a test? I wanted to answer this one because the answer to that is I got a 0 on a band test one time, and I was so mad. I'm going to go into this shimmer right there and put it on the front part. This is really pretty. Wow, that's pretty. Anyway, so I had this band test. Hi, Michelle. That's fine that you can't comment and you're listening from the beginning. You can catch up, and I'm glad you're here and listening. Anyway, so we were having a test where, the instructor was going around and the band director was going around and listening to people do this playing test. And the girl next to me, I played the flute by the way, was talking and wouldn't stop talking. And I was not talking back to her. I was trying to ignore her. And he gave us both a 0 on the test. And I thought it was completely and totally unfair. And it also caused me to get, I believe, a B in that class, which is the only class when I was in high school that I didn't get an A in. So getting a 0 on a test when I didn't deserve it was what resulted in me not having a 4.0 in high school. And I was really salty about it. And I might still be just a little. I just didn't think it was fair. He assumed that since she was talking, we wouldn't shut up. Shimmer. Wow. That's pretty. Okay. What did you dress up for Halloween as when you were 8? I have absolutely no idea. Does anybody remember what they were when they were 8? Golly, I don't even know. Have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? Harry Potter, I have read the first 2 books and about 3 chapters of the 3rd one, and then I just couldn't anymore. It wasn't interesting enough. It was like pulling teeth. I can sit down and read a book in 2 days if it's interesting. So it's not a problem of not being able to read quickly or anything. I just couldn't get into it. The first one was fine. The second one was a slog, and the 3rd one I quit. So no Harry Potter. I have read the Hunger Games and seen the movies. I have not read nor seen any of the Twilight books or movies. So, did your mother go to college? No, she did not. I was the first person in my family to complete college. Are your grandparents still married? Sadly, I do not have any living grandparents any longer. My grandmother passed away 5 years ago. Have you ever taken karate lessons? No, but I took dance lessons since I was 3, starting when I was 3 till I was about 26 years old. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? I do, and I kind of have a little bit of a Kermit voice. Hey ho, Kermit the Frog here, your friendly neighborhood on the street reporter. So that's my Kermit. What's the first amusement park you've been to? I'm trying to decide if I want to refresh my Tightline, and I think I will. The first amusement park I went to was, I don't know if it was Knott's Berry Farm or Disneyland in California. When I was 8, we lived in California, in Anaheim, for a year, and we basically played tourist for a year. And we went to the beach, and we went to the mountains, And we thought everybody was nuts because when it got to be like 50 degrees, they pulled out their winter coats, and we went swimming in our hotel pool on Christmas Eve. It was like 70 degrees, and they all thought we were just like polar bears or something. But we went to Knott's Berry Farm, which was really fun. We panned for gold. And then we went to Disneyland. I think we went twice. We went once on Thanksgiving, which was absolutely fantastic because we had no family in California at the time. And so we just went to Disneyland on Thanksgiving, and there were no lines anywhere. It was wonderful. We just went ride after ride after ride. So let's see, where am I? What language besides your native language would you like to be fluent in? Are you guys fluent in any language besides English? I would like to be fluent in French. I took a year of high school French, and then I think that my schedule didn't work out so that I could keep taking it. And so, yeah, if I could learn a language, I think it would probably be French. And I know that I could like just start Duolingo or something like that and learn it. But my brain is pretty full already, so I don't think I'll be doing that. This is an interesting one. Do you spell the color gray, G-R-E-Y or G-R-A-Y? And I know one is the British spelling, and I always want to spell it G-R-E-Y, which I think is the British spelling, but in my brain I can't remember now which one is which or which is the one I'm supposed to spell it as. So I think I'm supposed to spell it G-R-A-Y, but I usually spell it G-R-E-Y. So there's that. Do I know any triplets? Nope, don't know. I do know some twins, but I don't know any triplets. Skippin'. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? Oh, I love Olive Garden. Olive Garden is one of the casualties of my gluten-free, dairy-free diet. There's not much there anymore that I can eat and enjoy. My favorite Olive Garden dish when my husband and I were dating and first married and we go out to dinner to Olive Garden was the tour of Italy. Absolutely love that one. It's like the fettuccine and the lasagna, and I can't remember what else is on there, but oh my goodness, absolutely love it. Fettuccine Alfredo is probably my favorite food ever. And I can make a pretty close approximation of a dairy-free, gluten-free version, but it's just not the same. Just not the same. If you have a nickname, what is it? This one's fun. Do you guys have a nickname? Tell me in the comments. I actually have a nickname. Tina is my nickname. My full name is Christina, and it's interesting because the first time I met my husband's German grandmother, she was blind, and so she couldn't see me. She had never met me. He said, "Grandma, this is Tina," said my last name. And I am of German heritage, so my name was German sounding. And she immediately said, Christina, a good German girl. So I passed the approval on my name alone. I thought that was funny. But that she immediately went from Tina to Christina without being told, I thought was fun. Would you rather live in a rural area or the suburbs? Rural. We live on a farm right now, and I really love it. I did love living in the suburbs, though, too. I grew up in the city, and so I really like that. I like being able to go back to the city, visiting my mom, who still lives there. And I did like having the suburbs, just that close community. But our suburb kind of ended up being a little bit of a Peyton place, if you get my drift. And so we were very glad to leave it when we did. It is nice not to have very close neighbors. Mainly because one thing when you don't have neighbors, you don't have to have blinds on your window. And I really, really like a lot of natural daylight and natural light. So in the room, I'm in my bedroom right now. And the only window that has a curtain is this one over here. And that's only to block the light because otherwise it would come in too strongly on this side. Do you sleep with a nightlight? Nope, has to be completely dark. In fact, I have a clock on my bedside table and I have to turn it face down so that the red lights don't glare and drive me crazy at night. Do you eat breakfast daily? I do. Oh, let's see. Do you think? Oh, I know. I had something else I wanted to show you guys. You know, Makeup Geek was a makeup company and they went out of business. Well, they recently had a final. This is it. We're getting rid of all of the inventory. Everything's $1 sale. And I ordered a few things, but by the time they filled my order, some of the I had an eyebrow pencil and I think 2 eyeliners, and those were sold out except for one of the eyeliners, I think. But what I did get were 4 of their magnetic palettes, because I have some singles and I'm going to be doing a declutter of my singles, crayons, pot shadows, all of that kind of stuff. But I have some that I need to put in other palettes before I get rid of the others, because a lot of them I don't know what they are. Liz, it was good to, I'm glad you were here. We'll see you next week, hopefully. So anyway, I got these Makeup Geek magnetic palettes. I got 4 of them for $1. And so 3 of them are still empty, but one of them I put my Sydney Grace singles in, and I'm really happy with how that looks. I put labeled on the back and indicated that this was Sydney Grace. These were all safe, meaning there's no carmine in any of these, and then which shades were where in the palette. And this one is, I got a bundle, and so most of these were in the bundle, and then I got a few passed on from some friends for those. So that's my Sydney Grace. So that was the other thing I had to show you. I'm just going to answer like 2 or 3 more questions, I think, and then wrap this up, because like I said, I have to get ready to go teach a dance class. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I don't as much anymore, but I used to really remember my dreams, and I used to dream some, and I still do, dream crazy dreams. I dream in color. And I know not everybody does, which I thought was weird the first when I found that out, that not everybody dreams in color. And a lot of times I do remember my dreams, but sometimes I just remember that I had a dream and that it was kind of weird. So that's that. Your favorite kind of potato chip? That's kind of a fun random question. My favorite potato chip is Lay's Original. I love them, that they're crispy and salty and oily, and that for me is just the perfect potato chip. I don't really like the wavy ones. It's too much potato, and unless I'm putting a dip on it, and then it's okay because it holds up better. But for just eating them, I like the original Lay's, and they're really hard to stop eating. Do you prefer a calendar on your phone or a day planner? And for me, it's a day planner. If I put it in my phone, it's gone. I don't even remember that I did it. I have to be able to open the book and see it. I have a day planner sitting on my island in my kitchen, and that's there. And I have printable calendars that I do my content planning on, because if I put it in my phone, like I said, I completely forget about it. I never check it. The thing is with the phone on the calendar phone, you have to look at it, and I never look at it. So putting things in there is it's just where they go to die and be forgotten. All right, I think that I'm going to wrap that up there. I didn't answer all the questions. I did skip, but some of them were just either I couldn't come up with an answer quickly, or it didn't apply because, like I said, these questions were written for somebody much younger than I am. And so I hope that you like this eyeshadow. I think it looks really pretty, and I'm very glad that I have it. Thank you to Kim again for sending me these products, and I hope you all have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will see you in my next video. Oh, by the way, if you have some time and you get to the end of this video, I'm still working on watch hours so I can get monetized. So if you're cleaning or working or just hanging out and you want to put one of my playlists on to play in the background, I would appreciate that very much. Thank you all. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.